Spring Chapter 7. Mandy knew that she must get her plants bedded out by the end of the day or they would suffer. She looked upon them as her children. They were her responsibility. Only she could give them care and nourishment. Without her, they would die. She cleared the weeds from the other flower bed under the windows. She picked up the old rake from the floor inside the house and smoothed over the earth. With the work that she had done yesterday, she now had 2 completely cleared beds, and she decided that she had just enough plants to fill them. It was with mixed feelings of anticipation and pride that she laid out her seedlings. First came the wallflowers right under the windows against the wall. Next she planted the salvias and then the marigolds. She spaced the pansies in front, and last of all, as a border, she planted the sweet alyssum. She made many trips to the little stream to fill her watering can. After each trip, she gently emptied the contents in a fine spray over her beloved plants. When she had finished, she stood back to admire the total effect. It was a trifle disappointing. For all her hard work and careful spacing, the flower beds still looked bare. The plants themselves looked bedraggled and skimpy. She hoped they would brighten up by tomorrow. She put on Jake's big gardening gloves and turned her attention to the stinging nettles in the pathway. After she cleaned them out, the little paved area really looked neat and clean. She tied back the rose tree over the door. Every small thing she did made the garden look just that little bit better, which was very rewarding. Mandy knew that she would have to return Jake's fork that evening. She was extremely weary and longed to sit and have her tea, but she decided to forego it and concentrate on the remaining 2 flower beds by the fence. If she could just get them cleared by tonight, she wouldn't need the fork anymore. Not for a while, anyway. The sun was setting as she finished, and her aching knees and back told her that she would be stiff and sore in an hour or so. But it had been worth it. She was over the worst of the weeding. She was so weary that it was all she could do to climb over the wall back to the orphanage. She was not only trembling from fatigue, but working in the hot sunlight had given her a slightly dizzy feeling. She couldn't wait to get to bed. At dinner she ate very little, and afterwards she headed straight for her room. Sue was quiet as both girls prepared for bed. Then she suddenly said, "I looked for you today, but I couldn't find you." Mandy was brushing her teeth and was glad that she could use that as an excuse not to talk. She mumbled. "I wanted to know if you bought anything today. I thought you might be by the big wall where you usually go, so I went there to look for you." Mandy felt a kind of pain inside. She knew she would have to lie, and it was unpleasant. She hated fibbing to anybody. "No, I went for a walk this afternoon." "Did you buy anything?" Mandy decided on a half-truth. "I bought some flowers from Mr. Simple." She saw the surprised look on Sue's face. "I just felt like it," she added, and then, "but I gave them to Mrs. Rose, you know, the old lady who lives in the cottage just before the shops." Sue accepted this explanation. Both girls climbed into bed and turned out the lights. They lay in the darkness, listening to the sounds of bedtime all over the big house. Slamming doors, children arguing or playing, the voices of the adults, firm and strong, establishing order, then quiet. Sue spoke in a soft voice. "Mandy, shall we go to the old quarry tomorrow and play? It's Sunday, and it would be fun." But she got no reply. Mandy had already fallen fast asleep.